Hi guys, Long Wanderer here. Just home today. I wasn't really planning on doing any kind of video, so I'm just doing some knife maintenance from my Castron Woodlaw knife I was using in the woods yesterday. And it got me thinking about subject of sharpening. It's only going to be a short video, so don't worry, I'm not going to waffle on for 20 minutes. Um, but there's a bit of a common misconception regarding how often you need to sharpen your knives, and this will be covered in my knife videos when I upload them. Um, so a lot of questions I get asked, and what comes up occasionally on knife groups and bushcraft groups and things like that. That some of them I manage, some of them I'm just a member. Is how often do you sharpen your knives? If you sharpen your knife every day, then your knife's just going to get dull a lot quicker. You're going to remove a lot of materials, etc. So when people say you need to find the right kind of steel where you don't have to sharpen your knives more often, less often. Now, I have to take a back seat on some of the comments that I read. Makes me laugh. Okay, so my interpretation of it is, let me clear a few things up. Okay, so how often do I sharpen my knives? Okay, now when I've been out a full day in the woods, then at the end of the day, especially if I'm sleeping over, each at the end of the day I will strop my knife with a leather strop. Okay, I tend to use my knives, my bushcraft knives, quite a lot, because I like to get the practice in as much as humanly possible. So that's why a lot of my videos on my channel are about knives, what knives to take out, maintenance, etc. But we as bushcrafters, we obviously we use knives quite a lot. It's part of who we are. It's part of a trade. We can't whittle or make things, hangers, whatever you're making in the field without a knife. Okay, so bushcraft knives should get used all the time. Okay, so this is just a strop that I use at home. Okay, so it's not a strop I take in the field with me because it's too big. So this is a paddle strop. I've had it for, I can't actually tell you how long I've had this. I've had it a very long time. As you can see, it's well used. It's double-sided. You've got a rough side on one side and smooth side on the other. Yeah, it's well used. That's next door's dog if you can hear it. So the point is, you should be sharpening your knife with a strop at the end of the day every time you use it, or at least give your knife a quick strop the next morning if you're staying overnight and doing some more bushcraft. Okay, so every time you've used your knife in the field, say all day making something, doing videos like I do, okay, you should be stropping your knife at the end of the day. Okay, now the misconception is, yes, but if you sharpen your knife every day, then you will dull your knife edge, your apex. It's like, no, that's just simply not true. No, you don't. Okay, when I say sharpen your knife every time you've used it heavily, if you had a heavy session with your knife, you've been using it all day, then I don't mean, when I say sharpening, I don't mean grab your DC4 or your sharpening stone and then start using it. Okay, that's not what I mean when I say sharpen my knife. What I mean is, let's get your leather belt or your mini strop, whatever strop you have in the field, and strop your knife on that. Okay, I don't mean sharpen it every day or every time you use it on a stone, because if you're using any sort of stone, whether it be ceramic or diamond or similar, then yes, you will dull your blade. Well, sorry, not dull it, but wear your edge of your blade out quite quickly if you're doing it that way. But what I'm talking about is stropping my blade. Okay, now a strop, even if you're using the black compound or grey compound, okay, it removes the bare minimum off your edge. Okay, the very bare minimum metal, steel off your blade compared to a sharpening stone or rock, whatever you want to use in the field. Okay, now just a few strokes on either side on a strop. Every time you've used your knife heavily for a day, it's not going to hurt your blade at all, as long as you strop at the correct angle and strop properly. Okay, just a quick touch up on the strop will do nothing. Just to keep that apex in check and just keep it razor sharp, which your bushcraft knives should be. All bushcraft knives should be razor sharp, ready for use the following day. Okay, so it removes very minimal materials using the strop. Okay, so I've got grey compound on one side and green compound on the other. I quickly use the black compound, a few strokes on that, turn it over the green compound, which polishes and really fine tunes that apex. So that's what I do. Okay, so I don't there go on for hours and hours and hours and hours and then turn over. Okay, so it's just maybe 10-12 strokes on either side of the blade, and that's it. That should be it. Okay, now even if you did that every day, it's not going to wear your blade out, or even if it does, then there's got to be something wrong with your steel. Okay, I've been doing this for a very long time, sharpening knives in the field, and obviously my usual maintenance every month at home. So yeah, if you regularly maintain your knife with a strop, regardless of what grind you've got, Scandi, convex, saber grind, flat grind, okay, there should be absolutely no need to use a stone, DC4 or something similar, some sort of sharpening stone. There should be no need to use that. The only time you should be touching the sharpening stone is if there is any kind of damage on your knife. Let's say you've got a microchip on the apex of your knife, or maybe you've got a roll, a serious roll on your knife that you can't get out with the strop alone. Okay, that's the only times you should be even touching the sharpening stones. But by all means, keep taking the sharpening stone. That's why I always carry a DC4 or work sharp with me in part of my sharpening kit everywhere I go, because you never know. You might do something by accident. You might accidentally drop your knife for whatever reason, and it hits the stone on the floor and it chips the edge. Okay, and then unfortunately you have to get the sharpening stone and put the edge back on it and then strop it, because a strop alone will not get any chips out your blade whatsoever. You'll be there forever and a day just doing that. Okay, so if you maintain your knife with a strop every time you've had a heavy session with your knife, then should be no reason whatsoever to go and bring your stone out unless your edge, your knife, is damaged in whatever way. It could be easy, accidents do happen obviously if you drop it, and also, I mean, if let's say if you've got a chopping blade and you get a really piece of stubborn pine and you happen to hit a really rock solid pine knot, it happens sometimes, and you roll the edge, the apex of your blade. So if that happens, obviously then again you'd have to go and get the stone, but it's only a one-off. Once you've repaired it, you can start again, just maintaining your knife with a strop. Okay, so that's what I say when I say I may always sharpen my knife after I've used it, or at the end of the day, so it's ready and razor sharp for the next day or the next time I use it. So just want to clear that up, okay? So get practicing. I will be doing the videos on sharpening, maintenance, and how to use a strop properly. So take a strop with you, and hopefully that clears a few things up. I'll catch you in my next video. Bye bye for now.